Blake, Forex Money Flipper with 10 Talents Trading. Today we're going to be talking about quarters theory levels. Quarters theory levels. Today I'm going to show how you can use 3 tiers in the quarters theory levels, and let me show you that. Okay, so we start with the highest, which is the 100,000 quarters theory level time frame, right? So you have the high time frame quarters theory level, okay, QTL, quarters theory levels, QTLs. So you have the high time frame QTLs, you have the medium time frame QTLs, and you have the low time frame QTLs. And this is very simple. You take 100,000 and you divide it in half, and you get 50,000. Divide 50,000 in half, you get 25,000. Divide 25,000 in half, you get 12,500. It's the same up here. You divide 100,000 and 50,000, you get 7, or halfway between that is 75,000. Halfway between 100,000 and 75,000 is 87,500. So it's just taking 100,000, going halfway, and then halfway between those levels, and then halfway between those levels, and that's it. You can go further, but I don't think you really need to. If you do go further on the higher time frames, it can get very messy, and I'll show you what I mean. You'll kind of see it. Like, if you try it, you'll definitely know, but hopefully you don't have to. You don't want your chart to be messy, right? You want it to be nice and clean, and so I recommend just sticking to these levels, and I'll show you what they look like here in a minute. Okay, so it's just, so here you have so we have the 100,000 high time frame QTL, then we have the medium time frame QTLs, which is the 10,000 levels, right? So it's within some level up here, right? So let's say you have, between here and here, right? There's going to be what? 10,000, right? Between 0 and 12,500 is going to be 10,000, right? Okay. And so we have the 100,000 level high time frame QTL, the 10,000 level medium time frame QTL, and then we have the 1,000 point low time frame QTL, right? Okay, and it's the same thing as I've been saying. Halfway, 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 right? That's how you get the levels. Now, we said between here and here is 10,000. All this range is between here, right? Now, between here and here is what? All this range, right? And so that's how you break it down. You have you have this range here, and then this range inside that, okay? And then you have this range, and this range is inside this range, and this range is inside this range. Got it? All right, now moving down to a more practical example here. We have the 100,000 level high time frame QTLs. Okay, everything's the same. So we have 100,000, 200,000. Halfway between is 150,000. Okay, halfway between that is 125,000. Halfway between that is 12,500. Now, if you want to get your calculator, you can simply do the math. okay, and just divide by 2. Half a 100,000 is 50,000. Half of that is 25,000. Half of that is 12,500, right? And so you're gonna do the same for 10,000, right? 10,000, 5,000, 1,250, or 12,500 and 1,250, right? Do the same thing here with 1,000 divided by 2. It's 500, 250, 125. You know, and you know, you could keep going, but I don't recommend that. So stick with just these ones here: 1,500, 250, and 125, and you'll be just fine. So let's look at this. Basically, you know, what we're doing here. So we have this level here, right? Okay. Now understand. Okay, let me actually. This is like the 5th time I've made this video. Okay. So I keep having to fix it, but understand that what we're doing here. Okay. Okay. I just was trying to make it sort of, I guess, more clear, but this is going to be sort of more accurate, okay? That didn't take too much time. We should be fine. So understand, between here and here, right, we have what? This range, right? 111, or, sorry, yeah, 111,000, right? And then 112,000. That's in between this range. Okay. So now, what do we have here? Okay. So, oh no, what did I do? We actually need to go. We need to go in between here and here. So, but okay, it's a little bit different. Let me see. 10,000. If I'm confused, I know you're confused. Oh, you know what I did? Hold on, I know what I did. I'll show you. Okay. So now we have this range here, and then in between that range we have this range. Okay. So going further, we have this range, and inside of that range we have this range. Okay, so once again, between 100,000 and 125,000 we have 110 to 120, and then between 110 and 112,500 we have this range, right here. Okay, so yeah, hopefully I don't have to start this video over. Hopefully that's all right. You'll forgive me there, but Let's move on. Before we move on, just review one more time. We have the 100,000 high time frame QTL, 10,000 high time frame QTL, and the 100,000 time frame QTL. And then inside each of these, we have these. Okay, so they're inside of each other. The smaller one's inside the medium one, the low one's inside the medium one, the medium one's inside the high time frame. Okay, you see that? All right, so now let's take a look at what it actually looks like on the chart. Okay, now I want you to understand first thing first, in between here and here is 100,000 points. Now, it's not red to red like we, in a perfect world, would have, you know, like we did here. You know, it's everything's just, you know, this is sort of just the theory, the sort of textbook explanation right here. Okay, but when we go to the chart, we have to implement it in actual reality. And what we can see is all the price data that we have, see way down here, from 1971 all the way to now, 2022, okay, or 2023, sorry. Oops, sorry, I didn't want to show all that. I actually haven't even looked at the Dow Jones this year yet, but okay. I'm trying to show you the date. It's not showing me. But anyways, all the price data that we have. Okay, price didn't even go down to the 0.5 level, which is 50,000. We could say it did go up above the 1.5. Okay, but in between the 1.5 and the 0.5 is 100,000 points. So that these are our 100,000 point key levels. This is our high time frame key levels right here. Okay. All right. So, but we can think of it, you know, basically like as if this was 0 and this was 100,000. We break it down. But let's not do that. Let's do in reality 0.5 and 1.5. Halfway between that is 1.0. Halfway between that is 0.75. Now what I can do is say, all right, 50,000, 150,000. Halfway between that is 100,000. Halfway between 50,000 and 100,000 is 75,000. Halfway between 50,000 and 75,000 is 62,500. Once again, go to calculator, divide to 50,000. Okay, so what we do here, how we got that was, it was this plus 50,000, right? Because the smallest units that we're using are basically right here, 12,500. Okay, so it's just dividing in half. You can also look at it like this to say it's 12,500 more than 50,000. But let's not confuse it. Let's just stick with dividing in half. You know, like I said, I would not go smaller than this. All right, so let's zoom in. Now that we have looked at our 100,000 point high time frame QTL, quarters theory levels, let's zoom in and let's look at, we're going to go to, actually, let's go to the weekly. But it's important to get our, before we zoom in, we need to get our bearings so we know where we are. So we need to understand and see that price is right here, which is in between 1.0, or, you know, that would be like our 0 level for, you know, but don't worry about that. Okay, so 1.0 and the 1.125. Okay, so that's where we are. We have our bearings. Essentially, we're kind of right here. We're in this range. Okay, so we're high time frame. Now we're here. Boom, right there. So we're kind of, if you can understand it, like right there on that, or like right here. So we're zooming in now to this one, okay? The medium time frame QTL. Okay. And so let's just go to the weekly. Okay. Let's go to the daily. All right. And let's just go to the H4. Zoom out one time. Okay, this I like better. All right. So, we said we were between 1.0 and 1.25 or 1.125. This is, I want you to see right off the bat, 10,000 points. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, that's where we're between. Actually, our levels are here. This is our 10,000. This right here is our medium quarters theory level range. Right here. This is our medium 10,000 point medium quarters theory level range. Okay, right here. And so we have 1.0, 1.1. So we can say this is 0 and this is 10,000. Halfway between is 5,000. Halfway between that is 2,500 or 2,500. Halfway between 0 and 2,500 is 1,250. Once again, we can do the math. Divided by 2, 5,000, 5,000, and 1,250. Okay, so we do the same thing here. It's just not as easy to see because, you know, we have our low quarters theory level time frame here. So, but this is your next step. There are different thicknesses. You can set your thing to 3 different thicknesses. You know, and you can do that, and that will help you to distinguish between. This would be used for the 100,000 point high time frame QTL or quarters theory levels. This would be for the 10,000 point medium time frame QTLs, quarters theory levels. This would be for the 1,000 point low time frame QTLs or quarters theory levels. Okay, delete these. While we're showing this, by the way, the way to do, because I'm not gonna actually show you later. The way I do it would be like, I have this, I can copy paste it, but you copy paste that, then you get your whatever your price is gonna be, you know, which you would have something like, for example, if we were going to do this one, it would be in this color also, orange. Copy paste this, paste that into there. That would be an actual level. That would be halfway between here and here, but I'm not going to mark that up, but you could. And if you want to lock that in, you hit that and then it locks it in. I'm not going to lock it in because I don't want this level. Make sure you have draw object as background selected. Otherwise, if you don't, it will actually, I'll show you, actually block price. You see how you can't see price when you move over like that? But if you have this selected, now all of a sudden it's invisible, like as far as behind, it's behind price, so you can see. So that's how you do that. Anyway, but yeah, so this is the right here. This is the 10,000 point medium quarters theory level, and you just divide that in half. Okay, now let's get our bearings. Our bearings, it's going to be between the 5,000 and the 75,000. Okay, or more specifically between the 6,250 and the 7,500. So 6,250 and 7. How would that be? Let's see on this. Ooh, how can we say it? Okay, actually we're here. Okay, and then this range is inside of this range, all right? So we're actually here. So we're actually going to go inside of this range right here, because that's where we got our bearings. Okay, that's where price is. Okay, so now we're going to zoom in between these two levels here. Okay, and so obviously this basically these are going to be in between here. So you're going to have 6,000. Basically, actually it'll be between here and here, because you're going to have 6,000 and 7,000, right? So it's going to be just below this one and above this one. So it's going to be between that level, and then this is going to be inside there. All right, hopefully that makes sense. So let's zoom in. And here we have the 1,000 quarters theory level. Okay. So everything's exactly the same as we always do. Dividing in half. One thing I want to mention here is the reason that this is thicker here and it's not yellow, because it would be yellow, because this is basically halfway between the orange and the red is yellow. This is my color coding, I think the best color coding system to use. But the reason this is white is because this is actually a 10,000 point medium time frame QTL or quarters theory level, because the thicker the lines, the more important the levels, right? When price gets to them, the more significant price action is at that level. So we want to leave the thickness. So sometimes in the past I have put a line over it in the yellow, but now I don't really like to do that. Obviously, it would be, you know, you just can't really see it anyway. Sometimes um, it's just, if I'm kind of an all or nothing. So if I'm gonna do it on one, I'm gonna do it on all. But I just don't think it's necessary. I think that we're smart enough to understand. Okay, um, it's halfway between. I know what that is. That's a yellow. 'Cause it's halfway in between the orange and the red. But really, what we need to understand is that's the reason why it's so important to leave that thicker, because we need to understand that's part of the bigger 10,000 point medium quarters theory, high time medium time frame levels. This line is part of the 10,000 point medium time frame quarters theory levels. So it's more significant than the 1,000 point low time frame quarters theory levels. So um, but anyway, so we have these 1,000 point low time frame quarters theory levels, and we just divide in half, just like always. So 6,000, 7,000, 6,500, 6,020, 6,250, 6,125. Remember, it's just these levels here. 1,000, like that. Okay. So hopefully this makes sense, and hopefully you got it and you understand. And it's pretty simple. And you can see how price, reacts off of these levels. Very significant. You can see this. And so purpose of this video is not really to talk about how to trade it, but it's just to know that we need to have these areas marked on the chart. And this really is the first step to creating, in my opinion, a usable chart. You don't have to have these levels, but I guarantee you that big money is using these levels. The banks, the institutions, they're looking at these levels, and we should be too. So hopefully this makes sense, and you understand. And so there you go. So that is the video, and thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Blake. Now you can screenshot this. Sorry for I don't know. There you go. Now you can screenshot this and screenshot this, and that's going to help you to do your levels. Remember, we have this range, and we have this range, and so this range is inside of this range, right? Okay, then we have this range, and this range is inside of this range, right? And so remember that. Same thing down here. Remember, we have this range, right? But then this range is inside of this range, okay? So we have this range, but this range is inside of this range, right? This range is inside of this range, and this range is inside of this range. So hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll zoom in for you one more time. You can kind of see what's going on. it looks. Let me actually, I'll zoom back out for you. One more time back in just for fun. So you can get an idea. Okay, thanks so much for watching. This is Blake. This is Blake, Forex Money Flipper with 10 Talents Trading. Thanks so much for watching.